Okay, if you're watching this, you're curious how we at Closer Launch can repeatedly scale businesses and agencies to 6 to 7 figures. So we help business owners, agency owners, and founders who struggle to scale their sales and who want to remove themselves from the sales process while getting more revenue for the company. So we at Closer Launch legally vow to automate your sales with our vetted and trained reps and scale the revenue of your company. And if we don't, then you don't pay. I'm going to break down our guarantees and how we typically go about working with companies. So that means with that in place, the worst case scenario is you're getting free access to a whole new pipeline of sales talent just from having worked with us. And best case is we're scaling to 6, 7 figures with your company, and you're removing yourself from the day-to-day sales process while focusing more on founder tasks. Right? So the reason we built this and the reason why I'm sharing it with you today is because we're going to take you through the results we get and how we do it in a very no BS fashion. And in one case, an online service agency that used this exact method was able to book 142,000 in new revenue in the first 90 days. Barry, one of the clients that we work with, tripled his revenue in less than 3 months compared to his competitors. And Simon, when we installed our closers into his organization, they booked $10,000 in additional revenue with our systems in the first week after we ramped up and trained the closers and brought them in. So who this is for, if you're watching this, is B2B or high ticket offer owners that have revenue and product market fit, or if you're a social media marketing agency owner that has a proven offer, if you're a founder that is taking 3 to 5 qualified sales calls per day, or you have lots and lots of leads that you don't have time to close, or if you're just a business owner who's ready to remove yourself from the sales process without losing performance. So typically these people, they want to ditch the standard under delivering recruiting agencies or job boards and use a new method that can reliably scale to 6 figures a month without them having to be spending 10 hours a day on sales or training or vetting or hiring or anything related to building out sales ops. Who this is not for is people without a proven offer, because we can't train reps on something that doesn't convert. If you're barely taking 1 to 2 calls a day, or you don't have any leads, it's just not enough volume to justify our process. If you're someone who's still looking at job boards online and trying to recruit from LinkedIn and you're only wanting to pay like a couple $100 for these kinds of professional closers, this is not for you because our reps are vetted professionals. And if you're doing less than 10K a month, it probably isn't for you. We're not going to disqualify you immediately. If you have a proven offer, if you're starting to scale, if you have good leads and you just need someone to build out the sales process, we might be able to help you. But just keep these things in mind. And this is especially not for you if you're just looking for a get-rich-quick scheme for your business. So the old method of recruiting and vetting does not work anymore. The problems with doing the old method, right, of going on online job boards, interviewing 15 people, trying to find the best fit, is you waste a lot of leads and good money. And you waste time, right? Founders' time is so valuable. Your time might be worth $100 an hour, $200 an hour, $500 an hour, whatever it is. Time is valuable. You don't have the time to spend vetting, training, hiring, onboarding reps only for them to churn, right? Oftentimes people who do that find themselves asking, why can't I just find one rep who actually sticks, who can actually convert leads? If that's you, you're in the right spot watching this video. And, you might be at the point where you're just too scared to scale and outsource sales because you don't trust hiring a sales team. You don't trust closers, so you think, well, I'll just do it myself, or I'm just going to hope I get lucky, keep, looking for freelancers, online hires, whatever it is. Just know that it doesn't have to be that way, because using our AI systems, you can close more deals without doing the sales yourself for your business. You can have reps that are fully trained, battle ready from day one, understanding how to sell your offer. And you can buy back your time and your mental energy to focus on all the founder tasks that you have while reliably allowing your sales team that will build for you to scale and to book new revenue and to close clients. So who am I? Why are you listening to me in the first place? Well, I'll give you the BS reason first. I've partnered with the top AI sales training software in Utah and maybe in the country to vet and train reps. And I've personally worked across multiple verticals, teaching others to sell better. I've scaled an enterprise SaaS startup with another founder to $30,000 a month from the ground up in a matter of 2 to 3 months. And I've just over the course of my sales career have led sales teams that have done consistent 6 figures a month and closed deals. So, like I said, that's the BS reason, because you don't care about that. You shouldn't care. It just doesn't matter to you, because what should matter and how you should judge someone in this space is not based on what they've done, but the people that they've worked with and helped, right? So remember that this is not theory, it's proven. Multiple agencies using this method have generated anywhere between $50,000 to $150,000 in new revenue in the first 3 months. Simon that I mentioned earlier, I mean, it's not just results in that time frame. He booked $4,000 in new revenue in the first 3 days after we placed his rep. And so just understand too that like close rates consistently are breaking past 70% within companies that employ this method of training. So remember too that it wasn't always this way. I mean, for myself even, I used to think that the traditional way of hiring closers was the only option. You know, you post a job, you interview all these people, you pick the best one, you just hope and pray they don't waste your leads or leave you during the 30 to 60 days it takes for them to learn your offer. And most of the time when they do churn, you have to start all over. So I thought that was the only way, and I saw many business owners were getting burnt out by this method. So I wanted to create a system where business owners could get off sales calls without sacrificing performance and be able to reliably scale sales ops in a way that didn't burn ad spend or waste their time on untrained, unqualified reps. So the old vehicles that didn't work and that do not work now, just so you know, are hiring from job boards and hoping for the best, using recruiting agencies that provided trained reps who still needed like weeks, if not months of training, right? And so they didn't understand the offer, even if they had sales experience. They still needed all of your nurturing to make it work. And then trying to train reps yourself as the founder while also running the business. You just don't have the time to do that. And you know that if you're watching this video. So after seeing all these bottlenecks consistently throughout my sales career and my business career, I felt a call to do something different. And just remember that the real villain's not you for not being able to figure it out. It's just the old unreliable methods of hiring and scaling sales ops. That's the real villain. So keep in mind that there's a big cost if you don't do that as you're scaling your company. What happens if you don't eventually scale your sales ops is you get stuck. And so you can't use a method that doesn't work, but understand that you have to do something, because you can't just lead sales yourself for the rest of your professional career. You got to build out eventually. So when I realized that and I saw the bottlenecks, here's what I did. I had an epiphany that what if you could not only pair the best vetted closers with the right companies, but you'd actually pre-train them to the exact offer in a way that they can hit the ground running from day one, not need tons of training or onboarding time, but just be able to book revenue, close clients from the get-go. So we built it. And now, instead of the old method, there's a new way to approach this. And here's the exact framework. When we start working with a business, if you qualify to work with us, we'll do an onboarding. We'll collect all of your offer details, common objections, ICP details, call transcripts, recordings, sales scripts, everything. From that, we'll build out an offer-specific AI role-play system using that software, giving tons of different scenarios, variants, and match you with the right vetted rep for your company. Then we'll place that rep into the training, and they'll do intensive role-playing and training with those systems, making sure that they are mastering your exact offer and scoring 100% consistently on the rubric that we decide for them. And we wait until they're certified. Once they've done the certification, they must complete 2 to 3 test closes and prove they can handle pressure before we plug them in. And then they launch ready to close with our 14-day guarantee, meaning if they're not closing, it's either money back or we keep working for you for free, right? So here's the results. I mean, you know that after everything we've gone through, this isn't theory. We've iterated it. And so now we're taking it to market and we're using it with many online businesses and different niches. So here's the value stack. You get 0 ramp-up closers. Typically, for kind of teams we're talking about, value for that is anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. These are reps that are fully trained on your offer. It eliminates the costly 30 to 60 day ramp up phase that is standard for recruiting, but instead the reps are ready to close from day one, not day 30, 60, or 90, right? Performance guarantee. Have it baked in so that if the rep doesn't close the deal within 14 days, we replace them at no cost, and you have access to our entire pipeline of closers, which, if you qualify for a call, I'll break down how we have access to such a seasoned network of closers. You have a 90-day warranty in case anybody flakes or underperforms, or they get in a car accident or their mom dies and you need a replacement. We've got you. So your success is guaranteed and not just promised. You have our AI training system. Typical value for something like this to install in a company is, once again, $10,000 to $15,000. Your custom simulations built around your exact offer, and it's just overall battle-tested training that prepares your vetted reps for actual scenarios. And so we give you access and continual access to this proprietary technology that 99% of agencies and companies just don't have, right? We do done-for-you vetting, so you're not spending 20, 30 hours a week vetting reps. We're doing all of it for you. Instead of you having to screen candidates, get on calls, get on onboardings, we take care of that whole process ourselves. We handle all the recruitment so that only proven talent gets assigned to business. So overall, at minimum, the value of what we're doing, if you were to try and get it from all these other different kinds of companies, you'd be paying at least $28,000 for this. And we do it all for a very small fraction of that cost with a performance guarantee, just in case, right? We have a couple hiccups. We've got your back. You're coming into a proven system where we take the risk on ourselves. So book a one-on-one scaling session. Even if you don't qualify to work with us, here's what you'll get: an exact blueprint for doubling your agency's revenue while removing yourself as the bottleneck. You'll get a free audit of your current sales process to identify anything that's keeping you stuck or why you keep hitting a certain plateau. And we'll build a custom action plan for your specific situation and business model in the hopes that we can eventually work together, right? So even if you don't qualify to work with us, book your call so that we can both walk away with a new connection, a blueprint for your business, and hopefully we can get you to the point where we can bring you those vetted closers and install our systems into your business. So thanks for watching. Looking forward to talking to you guys on the call, and cheers.